Oh, what is up, fellow YouTubers? I am now mod punching the blue wand. Thank you for the $2 donation. Hell yeah. Well, a couple things. First of all, my wand finished drying. It did. The wand I retouched for myself pretty much finished drying. All black on the handle. And a nice healthy combination of black and green on the wand. This thing looks good. I also received an awesome tuner in the mail. Thank you for that. It can come in handy in case I can't tune by ear. Don't stop shredding or making videos. Fuck the haters. I picked up one of these and thought you might dig it. 666 from Kentucky. Right on. Well, I will definitely put this in my acoustic guitar case. So if I should ever need a tuner, I don't have one. Excellent. There's really not a whole lot of mod podging left on this wand. Pretty much the section that I didn't mod podge was what I got left on the bottom here. So the blue one's almost done for the next batch, which means I got the purple one, and then one black and white one, and one white and black one, and then the crystal scepter. So it's getting there. Slowly but surely. The one batch is slowly but surely building up. Also, you have to excuse my flatulence earlier. I just got done eating some ponchos. Oh. And when you've had a little bit to drink, I mean, even if you're sober, like, it don't matter either way you shape it. Ponchos makes pretty good Mexican food. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're cooking out dankness. And if you get their California burrito, you have them add beef and beans and extra cheese and bacon. Ooh, look out. Well, today was most definitely an excellent day for yours truly. And tomorrow is going to be just as good. Or I should say in the next couple of hours because it's Friday. 5, 6, 7, 8. So like maybe the next 8 hours or so. Oof. I also went and helped a couple of friends move into their place. You know, hell yeah. What exactly is in this flask? We got some pucker sour green apple schnapps mixed with cranberry juice. Before that, I had a bunch of Crown Royal sour green apple mixed with Rockstar hardcore green apple. And then I mixed those two with some Mountain Dew, and I was sipping on those 3 to 2 for a minute. And then by the time I mixed a little bit of Mountain Dew with a little bit of Rockstar Hardcore Green Apple into that Sour Apple Crown, and mixing all 3 of those with some of that Sour Apple Pucker and some cranberry juice, that shit's pretty good. I guess I've been trying to get the ones done as quickly as possible, and the blue one just got podged. And there's like a little small, teeny tiny section that needs to be Mod Podged when it's done drying, but that won't take very long. So after the blue one is the purple one, and then a white and black one, and then a black and white one, and then a scepter. And so literally after this one's done, I got just 4 more left in my next batch for Etsy. And well, I want to make sure that I'll check it for myself just to see, because I don't know. There's a good chance that the wonder might not be closed. If it isn't closed permanently, then sweets. But if it is, then it is what it is. However, I'm saving the crystal scepter for the very last one to work on. When I first started the batch, that was the first one I worked on. I got it to a point where if I go to finish it, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't want to be extremely obnoxiously loud. However, Ponchos makes amazing Mexican food, so for fast food Mexican that's authentic, yeah. It's a bit more expensive than Taco John's or Taco Bell, but after a night of drinking, it definitely hit the spot nicely. That's a sweet little knife right there. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to take out and set up, but that's because you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Just got back from a night of drinking and eating some ponchos, and then now I got the blue wand that I'm Mod Podging to make shiny. And I definitely noticed that ponchos made their hot sauce a little bit spicier. Like the green sauce and the red sauce has more kick to it. I can dig it. Just the right amount of kick. Like that shit was so good. I ate one of them fucking burritos and I was like, yeah. Queen of the Damned. I don't think I've seen that movie. This is basically an ASMR video of me just chilling out, bullshitting with y'all on a YouTube live. Seems how Facebook wants to be a pain in my ass burgers. I can tell you right now that mixing Crown Royal Sour Apple with Rockstar Hardcore Green Apple. Oh. I had that for a drink combination earlier today, and that definitely got the party kicked off nicely. gonna be a splash of water, yes. Between me and homeboy Scotty helping some friends of ours move into their new apartment, which thankfully wasn't very far, but still involved carrying a couple of mild, heavy things up some stairs. It literally took the process of moving into a new apartment for them and made it less of a hassle. That's what friends do for each other. They come over when you're about to move out and then move into another place, that sort of thing. After a night of drinking a little bit, it wouldn't hurt to squizzle down some water here. However, my phone seems to have died while on my adventures earlier in the evening, or just about died. Damn. I'm not gonna be up for an extreme amount of time on this live stream. 5% charged. Yeah, my phone needed to be charged. That was a given. So yeah, that's a good time to charge. Must have cost them up before then. It's good to set an alarm and such. It's just one shoe. And then, of course, the other fucking shoe. I'm gonna be very quiet with this video, YouTube. I can't be obnoxiously loud with this video. You feel me? This is like 4:27 in the morning. Yeah. I just got back from a little night on the town, if you will, drinking a bit and hanging out with friends. And I ordered a spot of Poncho's Mexican food earlier because I was craving that shit. And I got a burrito for later. Yum. It definitely made their green and their red sauce more spicy. I can dig it. Johnny repeat himself over here. Someone's being a repeating PD over here. What the hell is a repeating PD? Oh, from the makers of the Negative Nancy's comes the repeating PDs, Yeah. Sometimes, to be honest, Facebook or YouTube, sometimes repeating myself on here doesn't do me any good because then people try to use it to fucking troll me. And it's like, I'm not going to give in to trolling that's that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a pretty good day today, hanging out with friends, drinking and eating some ponchos. So, I'm in a good mood. And I came home, the first thing I did, once I'm settled, let's fire up YouTube Live. Oh, look, I'm making another one for the batch. Yes. I'm not going to say when I'll have the next batch done, but it's getting done for the most part. I do need a little bit of sleep, yes, but I'm not going to stay up too much longer. This live stream is about 21 minutes long. It's not too bad. Short, sweet, to the point. Just a casual video of me chilling out, showing off the new guitar tuner that I got. Showing off my wand after finishing it and touching it up on the paint. A nice black handle on the black and the green on the wand itself. Also, how do you say, building another wand for the set for the Etsy store that I have. Each each batch has at least 10 wands. And the scepters and the staves, of course, are going to be a bit more expensive. I would charge $24 for something like this right here that I hold in my hands. It's a basic handheld style wand. Yeah, buddy. This is the wand I used to fuck with in my videos, like the ones where you see me fucking with the traffic signs and such. Mm. A most excellent day indeed. I didn't mean to be up this late, but having a couple drinks, just hanging out with friends, bullshitting, not really caring about time, just drinking and conversating about random things, It's very easy to lose track of time. If you're having a couple drinks and a casual conversation with friends, it's very easy to just lose track of time. So, yeah. Glad you think so, Mr. Tommy Darko. I think your name is pronounced. If I butchered your last name, I apologize. This is a very chilled out ASMR, just smoking some pipe tobacco, drinking some water after a heavy night of some good drinking and some delicious ponchos, just laid back, sort of, very casual. And I did say in the last couple of videos that once my wand that I was retouching, my personal wand once the retouching was done, I would show it off on camera that I did. And the finished product looks pretty nice. It looks like any other wand that I would sell on my Etsy store. Admittedly, when I first used Mod Podge, I didn't use a whole lot because I had no idea how it was going to react with the stick and the paint. The second time around, I put a lot more Mod Podge on my wand, and it looks 1,000 times better than it did when I first made it. That's a cool looking wand, Joe. But my two favorite colors are black and green, as most of you may know. So I'll take my two favorite colors and represent them in a wand. Did you know that Gothic King Cobra himself and Dick Cheney graduated from the same goddamn high school? No bullshit. No bullshit, you two. Dick Cheney graduated from the Natrona County High School here in Casper, and then I graduated in 2010. Oh, look at that. That school's got a prestigious history behind it. I came awful close to saying to myself, no, I can't keep drinking. But then I surpassed it a little bit and managed to have a decent enough time hanging out with people, helping some people move into their new apartment and having some casual conversation, nothing too serious, After that dank ass ponchos that I just got done eating. And fucking I'm tired a little bit from carrying some heavy shit up some stairs and what have you. Yeah, I'll be feeling just peachy. Fucking pass out and sleep like a goddamn rattlesnake in the hibernation of winter, I tell you what. Oh, man. Like, I'm not saying nothing about nobody or nothing, but if you come to our country and you expect to get a job in our country, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you have to be able to speak somewhat fluent English, otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be like one of those people that gets you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking shit on nothing or nobody. I'm just saying, like, people get easily frustrated over stupid shit anymore, YouTube. And, like, if you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress is authentic to the food you are serving at said restaurant, you know what I'm saying? And they don't speak. I meant to say speak. Goddamn it! Fucking alcohol got me tongue twisted. And if they don't speak a lick of English, it can make their job difficult and your life that much more difficult. Because hey, you're a paying customer. You're coming in there to making sure the restaurant's spick and span, nice and clean. And on top of that, you want to be able to communicate with your waiter or waitress and say, hey, this is what I want. They want a nice, clean environment, and they want to be able to say, hey, this is what I want. And then you bring them their food, no problemo. I mean, if you can understand it enough to get by, cool. But like, don't come to this fucking country and expect to not speak a lick of English and then think, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get by on, you know. Come on, man, that's bullshit. Now, could you imagine if I went to Mexico or China or anywhere else in the country or anywhere else in the world where people talk differently, whether it be an accent or a different language, and I just expected them to put up with my shit. Like, you have to learn the way I do it, or, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, some people would, under certain circumstances, YouTube, they would ask me to adapt a little bit. They'd be like, look, we get you're from a different part of the world and what have you, but you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm fucking saying is that, hey, you know, like all these people that complain about immigrants who don't know enough English, and it's like, okay, well, you'll complain about them for coming to your country and taking the jobs you don't want to fucking do because your white privileged ass is too good enough to do, right? But then you'll get pissed off when they fucking don't speak a lick of English. It's like, well, okay, they could learn a little bit of English to get them by, yes, but at the same time, we gotta find common ground here. I mean, this is where, like, you take immigration out of the entire question completely. Just taking the time to learn someone else's language. And you think to yourself, when the fuck am I going to use another language? If you're from a certain country, you're used to speaking a certain language. You think to yourself, when the fuck am I going to. Okay, so now you're at a fucking restaurant with your girlfriend and you want to show off. Make, your, make yourself seem like you're super intelligent, so you try to order in the fucking language of the restaurant or whatever, right? You get yourself a meal. They come back with, you don't know what the fuck it is on a platter, some fucking fancy gourmet fucking shit. Like, you don't even know what the fuck it is. And your girlfriend or your date's looking at you like, what the fuck did you order? And you're like, oh, you're trying to play it off like, oh yeah, I eat this all the fucking time. This is delicious. But in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck, what the fuck did I order? And that's just the thing. Like, if you're trying to pull shit like that, people, nah, mm-mm, mm-mm. See, don't pull stupid shit like that. Don't try to pretend like you know what the fuck you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing half the time, it's okay to admit it and ask for help and that sort of thing. I mean, I think if most guys could just be like, you know what? Sometimes having directions is a good thing. Because how many times have women been on a car ride and the fucking car ride takes hours on end? You stop to get gas, and then she's like, well, maybe I should have got a map or checked the GPS, right? And then, of course, fucking. The dude's like, woman, I don't need no stinking directions. I know where the fuck we're going. And then, about 4 hours later, maybe we're lost, aren't we, dear? No, we're not lost, goddammit. No, 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 no. I know how that goes, people. Like, that's the age old argument, isn't it? A lot of that kind of thinking, and this is me just being 100% real with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it comes from men in modern society being told to toughen up. You know, then they're conditioned to think that if they ask for any help, it's a sign of weakness rather than a sign of personal growth and being willing to admit that you've made mistakes. And unfortunately, this is how society tends to condition the sexes in that regard. Men and women are fucking forced to these bullshit standards, and it just makes my head hurt. Worse than a goddamn hangover, which I hardly ever fucking get. I might add to that. Um, Women are told it's not very ladylike to fart. And I'm just like, seriously? Well, I mean, yeah, okay, in certain circumstances, a well timed fart can bring tears of laughter to people's faces because, it's just funny in the right circumstance. I don't care who you are. In the right circumstance, a well timed fart, I'm telling you. And if it's timed just right, most people aren't going to care that it stings. They're just going to be like, yo, that shit was funny. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? But like straight up, women are already self conscious about a 10 zillion other things. And now they're going to feel guilty about doing a natural human function. I mean, for fuck's sake, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to double standards. God damn it, women shouldn't have to be afraid to fart in the appropriate time, just like any man would. That's complete bullshit. In my honest, you want my honest opinion on that? Is that people should not be afraid to have to fart at an appropriate time because sometimes it just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid shit happens, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to sit there and hold, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna hold women to this high expectation, then why not hold men to this same expectation? And the reason why is because society expects men to be gross and disgusting and pig like, right? Of course. That's kind of common sense, isn't it? People in society in general. They expect men to toughen up, and they also expect men to be gross and disgusting and perverted and lewd and crude and obnoxiously loud and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever they meet a man who's polite and not obnoxiously loud, it's like, whoa, okay. It's like meeting a pretty chick who isn't just a complete stuck up cunt. It happens. It can happen. I mean, yes, there are attractive, super attractive women that aren't completely stuck up about it. Like legitly, YouTube, it can happen. There are some chicks that are really hot that are just completely stuck up, and it's like, ugh, dude. That kind of person just is not attractive to be around. I mean, yeah, that chick might be hot enough you'd fuck her brains out all day every day, but you try to have a conversation with her, and you could just smell the superficial coming off of her. Yeah, chicks like that are just stuck up chicks are the worst, man. It's like, okay, life is too goddamn short to be stuck up. And you know what? Stuck up people in general, let's not be sexist here. Let's not be sexist here on my channel. Let's not just exclude stuck up chicks. Just pretty much say, you know what? Stuck up people in general are the absolute worst. These pretentious douchebags that think they run the society that we live in, but when they're really just puppets on a bigger puppet's hands, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen some documentaries on YouTube the other night about Area 51. I'm not gonna discuss it on YouTube just because, I see the documents on YouTube and quite frankly, I don't feel like having Secret Service show up to my door saying, Mr. Saunders, you need to quit talking about that shit, otherwise. Uh, I'm like, who? Me exposing the government's lies? No. I would never do such a thing. Now, you think the president is in charge. Yes, the president is in charge of some things, but the president is merely a puppet on someone else's hands, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, the president's in charge of some things, YouTube, but really, if there's someone else running the entire operation and it's not the president, you people think that the president runs the United States of America. Oh, that's funny. No, they're basically just civil servants, really, but I mean, I'm sure the Democrats are going, oh, we could have had a spot in the office, but, we had to elect Hillary. I'm sure some women will get offended for me saying this, but I'm going to fucking say it. Hillary Clinton's a cunt. Oh, he triggered us with that word. Retard cunt. Okay, I said it again. What have I said in my last couple of live streams? Don't let words piss you off to the point where you're just like, oh, I can't believe he said that. That motherfucker. Take it from somebody who's been bullied on fucking social media, bullied in high school, bullied in junior high, bullied in grade school, and then bullied on fucking YouTube for 10 plus years. I've had a number of words thrown at me to some extent. I've been called a tranny and a faggot just because I have the balls to express my goth heterosexuality. It intimidates people, you know what I'm saying? I've been down that tangent. I'm not going to repeat myself. Meanwhile, there are people out there who struggle with their identity and shit, and I'm over here like, okay, there are people out there who struggle with this shit, and these assholes are using it as an insult to attack me because I'm autistic. That's oh, that's fucking great. That's just fucking peachy, man. That's just cherry on top of bullshit cake. And when you continue to attack people for being quote unquote different, you stigmatize it to some extent, and you create more problems than you solve them. If you're making fun of somebody for being autistic, or if you're making fun of somebody for being transgender or this and that, if you're putting some sort of stigma behind it by making fun of somebody for it, then in a sense you're basically guilt shaming somebody for being who they are, and it's not right. You know, there are some people who will say that, well, if you don't call that person who identifies themselves as da 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 da, if you call them by the opposite sex they identify as, that's a violent crime. I've heard people say that. I'm like, no, it's not a violent crime. It's just, I mean, God damn it, YouTube. There are certain things that, like, there's a gray line in so many situations. There's that one line where you're like, okay, maybe it's this, but maybe it's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a gray line in pretty much every situation. I mean, you want to be really controversial. Let's talk abortion for a second. What the fuck is the government and the goddamn churches telling women what they can and can't do with their goddamn body? That is some bullshit. But what if the woman was raped, or she goes to the doctor and maybe she wasn't raped, but maybe she goes to the doctor. The doctor says, well, Mrs. So and so, your baby's going to come out dead. So, you know, most women don't want to go through that kind of thing. And if you know the kid's going to come out dead anyways, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why would you make somebody give birth to a dead child on purpose? Because you're so against abortion, because you're so high and mighty with your Christian dogmatic bullshit. Like, okay, the kid's going to come out with severe mental and physical problems. The medical bills are going to make the medical bullshit they're going to deal with the rest of their life. They won't live very long, and it'll just be hell on earth for them and for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, okay, you know what? You don't want to put your dog down, but they get to that certain age, and it's the humane thing to do. Like, life sucks enough as it is, and if you know, okay, And I think if the child comes out with medical conditions that are so severe enough, or in worst case scenario, the kid's going to come out dead anyways, I think women should be allowed to abortion under certain circumstances. You know, they shouldn't be allowed to use it as birth control because that's bullshit. That's what they make condoms for, people. You're not supposed to snort them. It's not powdered tobacco snuff. Condoms are not cocaine, so why the fuck are we snorting them? I made a meme for Facebook. It was kind of a political meme. I took the image of some chick snorting a condom from YouTube. In the picture, you see this chick, and the condom's halfway out of her mouth and halfway out of her nose, just going. And below the picture, it says, below the picture, it says, "This is what happens when abstinence only sex education is taught." It was a crack at these Bible thumping assholes that try to govern our government and think that freedom of religion doesn't mean jack shit to these assholes. They're right, everybody else is wrong. And look, freedom of religion works purely based off the fact of, okay, if I'm practicing my magic and I'm not going out and hurting people directly, and how the fuck are they gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not causing massive bombings and shit. And that's the thing of it. If you're practicing your belief peacefully, then who the fuck gives a fuck what the fuck you believe in? Because when you're dead, none of it fucking matters. Fuck suicide, fuck mass shootings. I'm just saying. When you reach the end of your road, when you reach the end of life, you're gonna look back and go, God damn, a lot of the shit I did didn't fucking matter worth a shit. And that is unfortunately the realistic reality of it, YouTube. Is when you reach the end of your life, you're gonna realize a lot of the stupid shit you did leading up to that point, most of it didn't matter jack shit. Mm. I don't think banning condoms will solve anything. If anything, it'll make things worse. Believe me, there's just a generation of extra stupid. And I'm not talking shit on all millennials here because there's a couple of you that are actually smart enough to know what's what, you know. But the good majority of millennials just come off as extremely stupid. Oh, look, there's Josh talking shit on the younger generation, sounding like some stuffy old fart with this tobacco pipe and his, oh, fuck this bullshit antic about his video he has. But, oh, you gotta realize some of these people are eating Tide Pods for a YouTube challenge, or snorting condoms and eating Tide Pods for YouTube challenges, and bragging about the shootings they're gonna pull on Instagram, and it's just stupid. Like, this is what kind of crass and disgusting world do we live in? Well, okay, I say cunt and retard on my fucking YouTube channel, and you're offended by that, but okay, someone commits a random act of violence, and you're just like, well, it's just another day in America, I guess. I mean, that's just my point exactly. Like, you're more offended by what I said than what someone else's actions were, you know? Because at the end of the fucking day, it can always be way more offensive. That's all I'm getting at. Like, okay, someone said you're a fucking retarded faggot, and they called you a bunch of names. They called your mom a slut, and they called you and your family every name in the book. Okay, then what? You know what I'm saying? The breath they wasted saying all that bullshit about you, you could have just been like, and your point. No, I got called Four Eyes growing up because of my glasses, but then glasses became a lot more common. Now it's less of an insult, really. they become somewhat trendy. They're not as, you know, made fun. The glasses aren't quite as made fun of as they used to be. I've noticed, which is a good thing. Humans are just fucking assholes to each other. Can I say that for just 1 second? YouTube. It's ridiculous. The way people treat each other. And then half of the people that treat each other like shit don't even realize they're doing it. The other half that do realize they do it on purpose anyway. So it's a mixture of shit. And then there's these people who repeat their actions and expect a different outcome, which that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why would a different outcome happen if, like, the same shit's already happened before? That's what I don't get. If you had an outcome with a certain situation and you wanted it to change, why'd you repeat the same mistake you already made? That because you tried something once, okay, that didn't get the result you wanted, so why would you make that same mistake and do the same thing again? See, in theory, it makes sense, right? But when it comes to shit like dating, people are like, oh, I'm sick and tired of dating assholes, right? But then sometimes they just attract assholes to their lives, and sometimes uh, they're just too naive and too trusting. It happens. But at the same time, you can't expect yourself to find a nice person to date if you continue to date shallow, douchey people because they're disposable to you, in your sick, twisted game. I could eat that burrito right now, but I'm saving that for later because I am beyond full. I was snacking on good food all day today. Pizza Hut and Ponchos, baby. Oh, yeah. I might end up eating that burrito later on, but not like right now because I'm ridiculously full. I've already had. The burritos look a little bit bigger, and the sauces are a little bit spicier. So Ponchos may or may not be upping up their game secretly, upping their game on the fast food industry. There's no complaints on my end from ordering it. No need for a job hunt. I make a living doing various things. I need to go into extreme detail on all of it specifically, but oh no, it's just tobacco. I contracted a sore throat a couple days ago, and it's been fighting off slowly but surely. It tried coming in. My immune system was like, nope, not having it. So I've been coughing up mucus and a very, very mild sore throat, but it's going away. So I can't afford to get sick now, especially with my booming wand business. I'm sure you would like to place a wand order, but it's first come, first served. 10 wands per batch. As soon as they run out, I'm going to order more. I want to make more instead of, yeah, that's what I meant to say. And that's true of any restaurant you go to, really. People expect the restaurant to be clean, and they expect the person you're talking with to be able to communicate and receive your order efficiently enough. Otherwise, it'll make eating, what I'm saying, because there are some people who are going to say, look, I live in my own goddamn country. I shouldn't have to learn someone else's fucking language just to eat in my own country. That's a fair point, yes, but at the same time, I think both sides to this argument learn each other's language, and you know, even for lack of communication sake, just for educational sake, like okay, feeding your mind with an interesting fact. Oh, this is how you say this, this, and this, and that language. Okay, that's cool. Hell yeah. And the best way to experience someone else's culture is through their delicious cuisine. And that's one good way of doing it, I suppose. I mean, also, the other ways of experiencing their culture, seeing the sights if you can.